Told her if it's all me, everything is on me, gon' back it up. Matter what? Told you I'ma do me, why you hating on me? It's not adding up. I do roll like a Mack truck, country heart, I might cop a farm and go act up. Lot of scars, I was cold-hearted, now I'm back up. Keep it real, I do this once a month, I don't rap much. I just take the money and go stack up. Only buying Carhartt, car cards, take it tatted up. All that other bull, it don't matter much. You only climb me, I put the ladders up. No fault, I done doubled up on the workload. I think I fell in love with the bankroll. Pray up, get money, then we lay low. Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me. Oh, you matter what? Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me. Go hard, or go home. 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 Touchdown like the end zone. When the circle turn to my home, can't get me out of my zone. Go hard, or go home. Go hard, or go home. Yeah, these championship rings on my hands now. In my head I'm top 10, yeah, that's hands down. You a squad, now you're looking man down. Funny how foes turn to friends now. Drive a race car like a Atari now. Call filling up, I need product again. Treat the business like a playground, might slide on you. Do me wrong, might slide on you. Do a backflip, cause I'm mad rich. I'm the definition of what that is. Go hard, or go home. 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 Touchdown like the end zone. When the circle turn to my home, can't get me out of my zone. Go hard, or go home. Go hard, or go home. I'm a warrior, I go back to back, then go back to back. If I top the top, then I double back, and I'm topping that. Yeah, I beat my own records. Yeah, I gotta get money fetish. Same team, I don't set trip. Never dull, this electric. Went and put the Ricks on my toes. Me and bro, that's the give and go. Stay 100, end zone. Keep them coming. I know. I won't flood my wrist, no, I'm not dumb like that. No. I just wanna give my mama 100 racks. Go hard, or go home. 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 Touchdown like the end zone. When the circle turn to my home, can't get me out of my zone. Go hard, or go home. Go hard, or go home.
Let's go. Let's go.
You got the background music.
Can you hear the music?
No, I can't hear the music.
You can't hear it? I wonder why it's not coming through. Hang on.
Hey, people. Go.
Can you hear it now? All right, let's go. Welcome back to the show. Technical difficulties. Oh, well. What are you going to do? Let's go. Episode 24. Welcome back to the show. Episode 24. Got a big lineup for you. Man, thank you so much to all the members. We got 400, I think 584, almost to 600. I don't think we're going to make that 1,000 by Labor Day.
Well, I'm trying, man, but I
Hey, I'm trying too, man.
25 by Labor Day. Maybe 625 by Labor Day.
625. Okay, 625. All right, we appreciate you. Like, share, join the Facebook group, subscribe on YouTube, LinkedIn. Not LinkedIn. What else are we at? We're on YouTube. We're on the Twitch. I believe it's Twitch. I think I said Switch.
Twitch.
I said some weird name. I don't know what I said last time, but yeah.
Yeah.
So what's going on, man? Rough week, rough month. Everything good?
Man, ready to get through August, man. Get into September, get into fall, man.
Right. Football season starting. NFL's full of force.
your pumpkins and
all
your
right.
chili and all your football food and weather and stuff like that. September 8th. I'm looking forward to that date, man.
Look at what?
Kickoff.
Kickoff?
Season kickoff, yeah. Buffalo.
Oh, yeah?
And Rams, man. I'm looking forward to that night.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that'd be good. That'd be good. What am I looking at? This is coming up low here. All right. Anyway, hopefully it comes out on. Can you hear the laugh?
Yeah, everything else is good.
All right. Okay. All right, we're good. We had technical difficulties today, but we're on it. Hey, fantasy football, go ahead and go to the Facebook group. We have a fantasy football league, the Bottom Line Fantasy Football. There's a link there in the Facebook page. Yeah, we have about 18 teams. We've got 10 teams in there right now, so we got enough room for like 8 more. So go ahead and go check it out. The draft is September 4th. September 4th is the draft. I had to move it. I'm working that weekend, but it's still before the season starts. So September 4th, that afternoon, early afternoon, like 1:30 or so, we're going to be the draft for that fantasy football. So go join that fantasy football league. Bottom Line Fantasy Football. Have some fun with us. Trash talk, do all that good stuff, man. We appreciate you guys watching. Please subscribe or like or do all that good stuff. We got more followers on Facebook than any of the other platforms, but we appreciate your support. All right, man. So let's go to the Bottom Line news line. Some quick hits here. So Marshawn Lynch was arrested for DUI this past week, according to Las Vegas, conducted a vehicle stop and later identified him as Marshawn Lynch. He was driving. He was driving into curbs off the road before the traffic stop. He was driving over curbs. And what was he thinking here? I mean, he was in Las Vegas. This is where Henry Ruggs, he got the DUI also and ended up killing somebody. Man, Marshawn Lynch could have hurt somebody, maybe even killed. What was going on, Marshawn Lynch? What was he thinking?
So I'm gonna give you like three or four different things, man. If you gotta look at this documentary, man. Tony Dungy, wisest coaches that ever coached the game of football. I'm gonna tell you like 4 or 5 things that Tony Dungy always stress his players, man. Anytime you're out past midnight, it's a problem.
Right.
Anytime you drive 15 miles over the speed limit, drugs, alcohol, and money.
Right.
And women that you know too well are not well enough, man. That's one of the things that Tony goes in on. So Marshawn Lynch was wrong. Obviously, he was at the wrong place at the wrong time. But previous players that went through the same thing, and everything, he was speeding, drinking, drugs, alcohol,
running over curbs, man.
Curbs. So I mean, he's a big Patron drinker. I think he was at the wrong place.
That car, that's definitely the wrong place.
Right. And then, with a lot of tours and different things like that.
Right. Have you seen
he
his
knows
mugshot, though?
Better, man. Alcohol content was, but it obviously says that his judgment was clouded. He just blatantly wrong, man.
Yeah. Man, it's crazy, man. Yeah, look at this. Let me see if I can bring it up. I was talking about that.
Okay.
Hang on real quick. I was going to show it.
Rose will never play another down in that football league ever, man.
I think I can bring it up. Hang on real quick. Let me see here. Look at this mugshot, bro. Check this out. Look at that.
Yeah, he gone, bro. He's drunk.
That's crazy, man. I mean, he could have hurt somebody. And he could have hurt somebody and totally ruined his told cops he stole a car during a DUI. He stole a car. I hadn't even heard that. That's crazy. But anyway, he could have hurt himself. I don't know what he was thinking. It's not a good idea, not a good look. I'm glad he's okay. But yeah, it's crazy. All right, so also Patrick Mahomes throwing up some trick shots. I don't know if I can bring it up. But anyway, did you see that? He threw one behind the back and he threw one left-handed and he hit the goalpost. I don't know if I can bring it up, but yeah. Hang on real quick. Hang on. Let me see if I can bring it up. But yeah, so he was throwing up trick shots and all kinds of stuff. He's done quite a few in training camp. You think they're actually going to use these in a game?
Hey, no, man.
No?
Friday need to be focused on winning the AFC West and winning games and being productive, because predictions for the NFL season, Kansas City ain't in Kansas City at the low end of the top 10.
At the low end? You think so?
Yeah.
Wow.
Man, I was looking at it earlier.
Wow.
I looked at it a couple days ago.
You think so? Let's see here.
Bro, I'm telling you,
Let me
man,
see
the
if I can-
teams to beat, man, the coach looked good yesterday, and Buffalo. That was probably one of the best preseason.
Yeah. Look at this.
Dallas, I don't know what y'all gonna do, man. Who y'all saying? Oh, I think he playing
What's
right
that?
now.
I don't know.
Y'all
Let me
second
see here.
string.
Hold on.
Quarterback. Some guy.
Yeah, let me see here. See if I can show it here. So there he goes. Behind the back. He threw one left-handed the other day.
It's talent,
It was funny though. Did you see that one behind? He threw it left-handed, hit the goalpost. It's crazy. All right, let's see if he tries it in the game. That'd be kind of cool. I mean, it'd be interesting. But so the Nets, another news. Nets, it comes out that the Nets originally wanted Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown initially in trade talks with Boston. When he was talking about a trade for KD. Can you believe that they wanted Tatum and Brown? What do you think there, man? That's crazy, huh?
Yeah, I would take Tatum.
Is that a solid?
Brown?
Is that a solid ask? I mean, for KD, Tatum and Brown. 'Cause Tatum's still not. I mean, he's not a superstar yet. He's a star.
A couple of picks or something, man. That pick or something, man.
Yeah. They definitely asked for a lot. So I don't know. We'll see what happens there. It's kind of cooled off there for that. So, and we'll talk about KD a little more in a minute. But Lamar Jackson reportedly wants $230 million fully guaranteed. Should the Ravens cough up the money for this deal? He wants $230 fully guaranteed. I mean, I know he deserves to get paid, but is this a smart move for the Ravens to fully guarantee him?
The Ravens will be the stupidest team on the world. The stupidest out of 32 teams make a decision subpar like this. I mean, give the guy a good $230 million. Just think about $230 million. What about your offensive line, your receivers, supporting roles to win a Super Bowl to get to the playoffs and really make it happen? And
that's what Deshaun Watson got.
Quarterbacks got. Huh?
That's what Deshaun Watson got, right?
I think the Browns are dumb for doing that for him. Well, I don't know how many clauses can't play. They got some kind of stipulations in his contract. They're not gonna pay that kid all that money.
You don't think so?
No.
Yeah, it's crazy.
There has to be some stipulations in his contract saying, hey, we're gonna take you and all this stuff. But what if he cannot show up and perform for them guys?
Yeah, that's true. All right, so Fox Bet showed Rodgers is tied for fourth best odds to win the NFL MVP. That would be a three-peat. In order, they have Patrick Mahomes 1, Tom Brady 2, Josh Allen 3, and then, of course, a tie between Rodgers and Justin Herbert. Could Rodgers possibly three-peat? Is this a good list?
It ain't happening.
What do you think?
It ain't happening, bro. Man, here's the problem, man. They base the only off of the person's performance, but it should be catered around what your team does. To me, I think around the team does as well. To the playoffs like for like the last couple of years, but they cannot capitalize on winning a playoff game. Right. They can't.
They can't?
I think the way they got it to be Mahomes, like you said, Mahomes, Brady, and I think Josh Allen. I would even put
Mahomes, Brady, Josh Allen? You wouldn't even put Herbert in there?
I would put Herbert over Rodgers.
Really?
Herbert would be the fourth one. Mahomes, Brady, Josh Allen, Justin Herbert, and then you probably Aaron Rodgers. 5.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
So Aaron Rodgers would be 5, but you still put him in the top 5 then.
Yeah, But he wouldn't be like no top runner for no MVP.
What if he performs well? What if he does well? You think that they're gonna find somebody else?
Bro, that ain't.
They tired of Rodgers getting the MVP, or kind of like Jordan. They were tired of him winning MVP.
Bro,
they had to give it to somebody else.
I have no faith. I have you. You got rid of your offensive coordinator, Nathaniel Hackett. Then you got rid of Devontae. Where your weapons at? Where your weapons at on offense?
Yeah, they got a lot of young weapons. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see what happens. Yeah, I mean, if he does it with the weapons he has, that's pretty good. So speaking of Rodgers,
pretty good.
Rodgers compared Jordan Love's track recently to his own. He says that he's progressing while he's waiting to start his opportunity, and how Rodgers has seen him. He said it reminds him of when he was waiting behind Brett Favre. And what is this? Rodgers' more peace and love journey from his little Awazga thing? What's going on with Rodgers? He's complimenting Jordan.
Man,
he's just playing it up.
Man, here's the thing. Aaron Rodgers is on a whole different wavelength. Aaron Rodgers got paid the amount of money he wants. Be honest, Aaron Rodgers does not expect to make he'll make the playoffs, but he won't go far. He won't be a threat. This will probably be his last. Aaron Rodgers in his last 3 years of playing football, I think, man.
You think so?
Him and Jordan Love step up to the plate and take the job.
Well, he's in the last 2 years. I think because he already said he's not going to play like Brady. He wasn't going to play into his 40s like Brady. So he already talked about that too. So, all right. So NBA, let's get into the NBA. KD, let's get this started here. The rumor is that he had chosen 2 desirable landing spots for when he asked for a trade with the Nets, and then he said that he wouldn't play unless they fired the GM and the coach Nash. But anyway, he supposedly wanted the Boston Celtics, which people looked at, but then the other is kind of interesting. He wanted the Philadelphia 76ers, so it'd be KD, Joel Embiid, and James Harden on the same team. James Harden quit on the Nets. He quit on Houston. Why would KD want to get back with James Harden? Make it make sense.
Man, I out of his right state.
I mean, this is coming from his camp that he wanted to go play with James Harden again.
The idiot, man. There's no way.
KD's an idiot.
Brooklyn, what they do?
I don't know, man. I'm just saying. I don't make it make sense. I don't know why he would want to go play unless he was thinking James Harden might get traded in that move.
Where gonna go?
Huh?
He ain't going back to Brooklyn.
You don't think he's gonna be? Is he gonna start with Brooklyn?
Who?
KD. I mean, he said he's not gonna be in training camp, but I mean, you think he'll actually miss a game?
Man, it's hard to say, bro. Man, I mean, the NBA and all that stuff, man. The players have too much leverage, man.
Yeah. The
players can make decisions, do what they dictate, how the whole season pans out. Look at Kyrie Irving.
Right.
You telling me because he wasn't they should have mandated it, man. You either get a vaccine, don't play. This dude didn't play for half. He only played on the road.
Vaccine or don't play. Hey, they already came out. The CDC said that vaccinated, unvaccinated are treated the same way now. After all this time, people done lost their jobs. Anyway, that's something else. But yeah,
that's a whole different story. Yeah.
But anyway, so let's go. It's time for what's going on this month for sure. The big thing going on this month is the NFL. Let's play a little. See if I can get this NFL music going. Let's see there. NFL, let's go. Let's debate some NFL here. Bill Belichick hasn't really named an offensive play caller. None of the coaches on his staff are offensive coaches. Is this going to work for the Patriots? He says, don't worry whether Matt Patricia or Joe Judge calls plays. What's Bill Belichick thinking doing here? What is he doing? Playing mind game? What is the deal? Why won't he just say who's calling?
Man, you know how Belichick works, man. What's the guy he lost? He got Josh McDaniel, right? That was
McDaniel
went to the Raiders.
Right.
Man, Belichick is not gonna show his hand until the season really starts, man. And we won't know until week 1, to be honest. Patricia or whoever is gonna call it, man. Belichick keeps it close close handle, I think we'll actually know week 1 to be honest.
Yeah, and is this a good move for him not to have an offensive coach for a young quarterback like Mac Jones? He's been struggling. He's been struggling in camp.
Mentoring, a lot of development. So you need somebody to be able to give this guy the plays based off how on the defense. So
yeah,
you need somebody that's training this guy and prepping this guy for the battle.
Right. That's why
the preseason.
That's what I'm saying. Why don't they should name somebody and just go with it? I mean, he should have brought in an offensive guy. I don't know. I think he should have brought in an offensive
I'll be honest.
guy.
Belichick may call the offense, to be honest, man.
Belichick, he's even a defensive guy. He's not an offensive. Well, I don't know. Maybe he'll call the plays. I don't know.
He might call the plays. I mean, if they ain't identified
Maybe he
nobody.
will. I don't know. I guess so, man. It's crazy. All right. So NFL news also. The preseason is well underway. Most people aren't going to play their starters in that first game. They might play one or two. I know. Remember Aaron Rodgers saying he shouldn't even play in the preseason. He was saying that he should. There's no reason. And unless he's going to play like a whole quarter, he said, unless he's going to play a whole quarter or a whole half, he shouldn't even be playing. But the second game is more because there's only 3 preseason games this year. So the second game is going to be where they play their starters a little more. And then, of course, the last one, you don't want to get anybody hurt before the season. So the last one, no one's going to play, really. It's just going to be the guys who, basically trying to make the team. So speaking of preseason, Malik Willis looked pretty good for the Tennessee Titans in his first preseason game. He didn't look too bad. He made some people look silly, trying to get away from them. Should they have a short leash for Ryan Tannehill here? Should he be worried? Or does Tannehill deserve a little more respect? He's not going to get pulled easily. Is Malik Willis going to be pushing him at the starting job, or is this Tannehill's job?
Malik Willis looked good. My Liberty University alumni. I'm going to gamble.
Shout out.
I'm going to gamble. Still out the gate, man.
Huh?
Still out the gate. Tannehill, matter of fact, I can look it up. If Tannehill is able to perform, we'll stick with him.
Well, what I'm saying is should he have a short leash, or is Tannehill, should he be worried? I mean, he's been a starter for the last few years.
I would actually be worried because you got a young gun that's getting the experience and that he rock and roll. So when I look at it, the Titans, they open up against the Giants. I'm not worried about that game. I'm worried about for the Titans is week 2 when they go to the Bills on Monday Night Football.
So if he struggles against the Bills, put in Malik Willis? Man, I don't know.
So
it's a rookie. I mean, I know he looks good.
Let's see how Tannehill opens up, man.
Right. I mean, because you got Henry back full strength. There's no reason.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and you could look at it 2 ways. There's no reason to worry because you got Henry back full strength, so you can be able to do that play action, do a lot of running the ball and things like that. But on the other side, you could say, well, with Malik Willis, you could do that run option, where either one of them could take the ball and mix up defenses, make them think a little more. But they might run the ball.
The Titans made a big problem. They got rid of their best receiver. They let him go to the Eagles. This other kid went to the Eagles. Got rid of Julio Jones. Julio Jones ain't a great receiver, but he's a good slot receiver.
Right.
Decent plays. Now he's not going to be a deep threat, but he can make. Get you a few yards to move the ball.
Right. And who's their starters? They're now on the receiving core team. I mean, I don't know. Let me see. See if they bring it up here. Their depth chart. Who they got right now at wide receiver? Well, they got Robert Woods. Is that the guy from? That's the guy who they used to play with the Rams, right? Is that the same Robert Woods? I'm trying to remember. Remember he got hurt last year and he before the Super Bowl. I'm trying to remember if that's the same. It might be another Robert Woods. But anyway, he's hurt right now. They got Traylon Burks that they drafted. So they drafted a receiver, but he's a rookie. And then they got Nick Westbrook, Kyle Phillips, I never heard of any of these guys. Racy McBath, Cody Holster. I don't know who these guys. The only guy I ever heard of is there's Traylon Burks, the rookie. And I don't know if that's Robert Woods, but anyway, yeah. So I mean, they ain't got much at receiver unless Traylon Burks just goes crazy as a rookie. And isn't he the one that's out? They got cancer. Who's the one that's out?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's not even gonna play. Yeah, I don't know, but anyway, if Tannehill struggles, I feel like the fans might be calling for Malik, especially if he does well in preseason. If he kind of shows out in preseason, even though you're not really playing against the starters, I feel like there might be a little pressure on Tannehill, or at least the fans might, be calling for Malik to come out there. We'll see. Yeah. All right, so let's see here. So per Mary Cabot, the sports writer who covers the Browns, Cleveland will consider acquiring San Francisco quarterback Jimmy Garoppolo if the 6-game suspension for Deshaun Watson is extended on the appeal. Watson is facing possibly on appeal. NFL is appealing the 6 games to probably 10 to 12 game suspension. If Watson is suspended 12 games or more, should the Browns stick with Jacoby Brissett, or should they try and get Jimmy G? What do you think?
A pill to swallow right there, man. That is a hard pill to swallow. I mean, Jacoby Brissett kind of knows he's been there practicing with him through training camp, preseason games. I don't know. I think Deshaun Watson played a little bit out in their preseason game he played the other night. I think it would be late in the game, Jimmy Garoppolo, but I think he would be a great addition if he's able to jump in, learn the system,
they should go
with it.
So if Watson gets suspended for 12 games, go ahead and try and get Jimmy G on the roster?
Yeah. You may have to start out with the Jacoby Brissett.
Right.
But then you can get Jimmy G.
So sign him, will possibly start maybe the second game, third game, depending on how Jacoby Brissett does. I mean, but yeah, I don't know. We'll see. That wouldn't be a bad idea for the Browns because Jimmy G, he can be a starter. He's been a starter as long as he's healthy. He's done pretty well.
I mean, the Browns, their first 2 games aren't bad. They opened up against the Panthers, so that they'll Baker Mayfield week 1. Then they got
the Browns got a good running game, which is what Garoppolo's been used to.
Yeah,
kind of having a good running game. So it could be a good idea for them. We'll see if that happens. I think you'll definitely, if he's suspended for 12 games, I suspect they're going to sign him. I don't think they'll. Jacoby Brissett, he's good, but I would think they would sign Jimmy G. So that way, I think Jimmy G is going to give you a better chance to have a winning record after 12 games. Jimmy G could probably get you to 7-5. Maybe 8-4. So we'll see. Jacoby Brissett, I don't know. There's a reason he's not a starter, but I think Jimmy G's problem is that he's always getting hurt. People are scared of him because he gets hurt all the time. So that's more his problem, to be honest. And he does. There's a few times he comes up short a few times, but I mean, for the most part, that's his main problem is he can't stay healthy. All right, let us know what you think. Appreciate you guys on there. Appreciate our guy from Twitch on the show. Thanks for being on the show, watching the show. We appreciate you. Share, like, do all that good stuff. So a lot of QBs, a lot of pressure on different QBs there. I mean, which QB this year is under the most pressure, you think, Canteen? We know it's a team game, but we know the quarterback usually gets more credit when they win, and the QB gets more blame when they lose because he handles the ball most of the time. So, and a lot of times the QB is to blame because, he didn't come up with the big play or he threw the interception at the wrong time or whatever the case may be. But usually there's more blame and more credit for the QB. So that being said, I got a list of some quarterbacks that I think could be under pressure. Who do you think is under the most pressure? I got Kyler Murray, Trey Lance, his first year, Ryan Tannehill, Dak Prescott, Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson, or somebody else. Out of those guys, do you think is under the most pressure, or you think someone else other than those guys is under the most pressure?
Man, I'll say first of all, man, Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray is number 1.
Kyler Murray?
Kyler Murray big. I don't even think Arizona make the playoffs last year.
Oh yeah, they made the playoffs.
They first wild card round.
I don't know what happened last year. They lost. Was it to LA?
I think they lost to LA.
LA or the 49ers? I can't remember which, to be honest.
I believe.
I'm trying to remember what happened last year.
Because they played
It's all a blur.
wild card round.
It's all a blur.
So
No,
think
they- Let me see. Let me bring it up because I'm totally blanking out right here. Playoffs 2022 NFL. It says bracket here. Let's see if I actually put the bracket up. Let's see here. Let's see here. Let's see. Yeah, it's right here. So let me bring it up on the screen here. And you can give me your right here. All right, here we go. So this is what happened last year. So
the Rams,
Arizona lost
Rams
to
beat
the
the-
Rams. Yeah, they lost to the Rams.
at home, right?
San Francisco beat Dallas. Yeah, they were at home. No, they played on the road. They were on the road. Yeah, but it seemed like that late in the season they kind of faltered a little bit and stumbled down the road, down the end of the season. And it seemed like Kyler Murray always gets hurt sometime during the year. So, but you're saying out of these guys, you're saying Kyler Murray's under the most pressure.
Yeah, because here's the thing. He asked for that
Okay.
stipulations in his contract about him
He
having
asked
all
for the
this
extension.
time. Yeah,
He asked for the
they
extension.
predicted study film and do all this stuff like that, and then he came back
Right.
and counteracted that. Well, I'm a trip up the study, but they want to put that in your contract. So I think he is one of the guys that scrutinized or under the most pressure. But not only him, I think Dak Prescott, your quarterback. Bro,
Okay.
y'all get to the. This is Mike McCarthy's last chance, man. Jerry Jones wants to get beyond where he's currently at, to get past a wild
Right.
card game, man, and get to that division and be able to produce it. Y'all had the team and the talent to do it. Y'all continue to win y'all's division year at last. Here's my other prediction. Trey
Right.
Lance.
Go ahead.
You're
Trey
putting a
Lance.
lot of pressure on you. So you're saying you're gonna part ways with Jimmy G. Jimmy G is the one who
Mhm.
rallied the troops, got those guys
Okay.
to win.
So what you're saying
went
is
to
Trey.
the
Go-
championship.
Go ahead. Mm-hmm.
Now you want to part ways with the guy because you think you got a young gun. If I was
Right.
San Fran, I probably would have held on to Jimmy Garoppolo. I would have.
As a backup to
Just
him,
me.
right? In case he struggles.
Yeah.
I mean, they still got him, so
Trey
technically they can still hang on to him, but because they still have him. Oh, that's too big.
it's gonna cost them a lot of money to get rid of him, man. I think a
Right.
lot of money. Where they gonna get returned?
Yeah, that's true.
So that's what I think as far as like quarterbacks with the most
Right.
pressure. Low.
So those
Dak
three are your top three. Dak Prescott, Trey
My
Lance.
top three,
And
yeah.
who's under the most out of those three that you got?
Man, probably. Man, I got a murder, man.
Kyler Murray.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Kyler Murray. They put stipulations in his contract.
Okay.
He wasn't happy with that, so they even changed it.
Right.
So track. You
Right.
say you need study time and all these different things that are in the contract. Oh, no, I'm this and
Right.
that. Now you got to prove it to them. Now you got to show them that you got to
Right.
be able to go beyond where you went last.
Right.
Because
Yeah.
he asked for this.
Yeah, that's true. I'm gonna agree with Dak Prescott is under a lot of pressure. One, because he's a Dallas Cowboy, so he's always going to be a lot of pressure on him. And just listening to Dallas Cowboy fans, they're clamoring. They want to win, And this is his 7th year. Think about it. He is who he is. Last year he might have a little bit of excuse, or the last couple, because 2 years ago he was injured with an ankle, so he couldn't do nothing about that. But last year it seemed like he was still hampered from that ankle because he actually had 2 surgeries on that ankle. We found out later. So I think he is under a lot of pressure because this year there's no excuse for health. There's no, unless he gets hurt again, of course. And if he gets hurt again, then you're like, oh, maybe he's just injury prone now, getting later in his career. But if he stays healthy, I think he's under a lot of pressure because Cowboy fans, they want to win. There's a lot of Cowboy fans out there. Some people are defending Dak Prescott. There's a lot of people defend, but there's a lot of people like, man, he needs to produce in the key moments. He has some of the stats. His stats are actually pretty decent most of the time, but it's just in those key games and those key moments, there's an interception or a sack or he doesn't make the throw. And so I think that's what the fans are looking at, is that, he doesn't come up with the big play when you really need it, right? He can put up a lot of stats against some mediocre teams. This is what people are saying, and puts up stats maybe when you're behind and he's trying to catch up. But like when you really need him in the playoffs, or when you really need him to win a key game or a key throw, he comes up short. So I think he is under a lot of pressure. I agree with that, and I think Russell Wilson is going to be under a lot of pressure as well. I think going to the Denver Broncos, you look at what Peyton Manning did. He went and won the Super Bowl with another team, right? You see what Matt Stafford did. He left Detroit and won a Super Bowl. And so everybody's looking at Denver as some people are calling them the favorites in the West. But now that even, a Super Bowl favorite in the AFC, just because Russell Wilson is there. So to me, I mean, that's a lot of people were saying that's all they were needing was a quarterback in Denver. And so I think the Denver fan base is really, really up for this year. And I think he's under a lot, because if Russell Wilson doesn't take them at least to the playoffs, or I think at least to the AFC Championship, they might consider this a bad season, because that's all they needed. I mean, most Denver fans and a lot of people in the media say that Denver, all they needed, if they had a quarterback last year, they could have made a run in the playoffs.
Difference, yeah. So
I think Russell Wilson is under a lot of pressure in that aspect. And then I also think Lamar Jackson, he's trying to get a contract. He's trying to get paid. We talked about that earlier. He's under a lot of pressure because he's won an MVP, but he still hasn't taken him to the promised land, and he wants to get paid. So I think if they pay him, I don't think they're going to pay him, but if they pay him before the season starts, he'll definitely be under a lot of pressure, because then you got to live up to that contract. But at the same time, think about it. If they don't pay him and he doesn't produce, they might say, hey, maybe he's not worth paying. Right? And so I think that puts a lot of pressure on you. I can't hear you. Yeah, I can't hear you, man. No, I can't hear you. You're not coming through. What happened? Oh, what happened? You there? Now I can hear you.
Can you hear me, bro?
Yeah, now I can hear you. Yeah, so what were you saying? What were you saying about Russell Wilson? Or about Lamar Jackson? I think you were trying to say something. Where'd you go?
Yeah, I'm back, man.
I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Can you hear me? I can hear you.
Yeah.
What were you saying about Lamar Jackson?
They got new ownership in Denver, is what I'm saying.
Oh, okay. Right. So Denver's got new ownership? I can hear you, man. He can't hear me. All right. That's it. That is what it is. Hopefully we can get him back. Let's see if he can come back on. Can you hear me?
Yeah, my thing
is popping
out. My bad, man.
Okay. What were you saying? Did you say something about Lamar? We were talking about Lamar Jackson too.
That money, man.
Yeah, because like I said, if he doesn't perform, they may not pay him when the season's over. But if they end up paying him, then he's got to live up to that contract. You know what I'm saying? So I think he could be under a lot of pressure either way, even if he gets paid or whether he doesn't get paid, because you figure if he doesn't perform, they're not going to want to pay him a big contract at the end of the season, right? But if he does get a contract, they're going to want him to live up to that contract, because he's going on his fifth or sixth year? Fifth?
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, bro.
Yeah. So I don't know. To me, if I got to pick somebody out of those three, those are kind of my three: Dak Prescott, Lamar Jackson, and Russell Wilson. If I got to pick somebody who's under the most pressure out of those guys, oh man, I'm going to say Dak Prescott. I'm going to say Dak Prescott's under a lot of pressure, because the fan base is tired of waiting. and the fan base is going to want you to perform. You got paid a couple of years ago. Yeah, you got hurt 2 years ago. We give you that pass. Last year, okay, maybe you were still recovering, and you weren't fully 100%. You kind of were a little tentative on the ankle. But this year, Cowboy fans are going to be like, hey, you got to get it done. No excuses. You're getting paid. You got another year. No excuses. You got to get it done. So to me, I think he's under the most, slightly behind. I think Russell Wilson's right behind him because of the Denver fan base, because a lot of people think Denver is a Super Bowl contender with him on the team. And so I think the expectations are, hey, Matt Stafford left Detroit, left a sorry team. The Seattle Seahawks were kind of a sorry team, when he left, and now he's going to a good team. So they expect him, hey, he needs to go perform, right? That's what I say. So I think, to me, Dak Prescott, Russell Wilson are one top two under the most pressure. All right, so hey, I guess unless you want to talk about Matt Stafford real quick.
Yeah, we can get with Matt Stafford.
So he's been held back in training camp because he had tendonitis in his throwing arm. I don't know if we talked about this last time, but he's being considered a baseball pitcher's injury. But he's not going to be in training camp. They're going to hold him back. He's not going to play any games in preseason. It's a big deal or no big deal, or it's just this precaution? What do you think?
Precautionary reason, man. I think he's fine.
You think he's fine?
Yeah, same thing they did with Tom Brady, man. Tom Brady's not participating in any preseason. Tom Brady has some kind of arrangement where he's taking care of personal matters or something during the preseason.
Right.
So none of the games, man. So I think most of those veteran season guys, and I think that these younger guys that get their repetitions and get them prepared, they're going to keep them on the 53-man roster.
Right. But this is in his throwing arm, and you don't think that might be a big deal?
Good question. That's a good question.
Yeah, that might be a big deal. I mean, in his throwing arm, tendonitis. It's not even that he's not playing games. They're holding him back in training camp altogether. There's a it's a difference if you're just not playing him in the preseason. I can understand that, but they're holding him back in training camp.
Not good. And then they open up against the Bills too.
Yeah. So I don't know. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, he's already having tendonitis in that arm. He's got a whole season to go through. I think this might be a bigger deal than they're letting on, just because, I mean, if you're holding him back already in training camp, I mean, maybe it is precaution, but maybe it's like, hey, we got to make sure he's ready for the opener. And it's a little, they're really trying to be tentative, be really, really, really cautious with him, because maybe it is something that could get worse. But yeah, anyway. All right, man. That's it. Any final thoughts for the people out there? What's going on?
September the 8th. We got the draft September the 4th.
Right.
Hopefully we can do a pregame show September the 8th before the season kickoff, man.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Yeah.
Get the fantasy thing going. And we're going to get back on Saturday. Hopefully we can close out Sunday. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, maybe we have a big show, stand up and see if we'll have that show on the opening game. That'd be the Rams and the Bills. Rams and the Bills.
Yes, sir.
That'd be a good game. Maybe we can do a little pregame NFL style for that. So look out for that. Hey, go check out the fantasy football on the Facebook page. Go check it out. Go sign up for that. We still got some time to get some people in there. Go sign up for that if you can. Hey, that's all we got. We appreciate you. Like, subscribe. When you see this, maybe it's not live, but when you see it on the repeat, make some comments on there. I always respond to all the comments. We appreciate you guys. We appreciate all our Facebook group people. Appreciate y'all out there. Thank you for joining the Facebook group. Thank you for everything.
6:25 by Labor Day.
6:25 by Labor Day. Let's go get it.
Gonna try.
All right, brother. We'll see you next time.
The next time. All right, man.
that Twitch person coming in. I don't know if it's the same guy, but or gal or whatever. But I appreciate you joining every week. Shout out to you.